Cheers, everybody.
Welcome to High Hopes Gardens, where we have high hopes.
Oh shit, I missed it.
Oh well.
Oh shit.
I totally ad-libbed that.
I didn't know if you were gonna say my name. So anyway, I'm Twisted Roots.
I'm Amber Lalana.
And we're gonna talk to you today about electroculture. And this is our electroculture antenna, one of the many that we're gonna be making here. We got one up already.
Yep.
And we're gonna be installing this one in our grow. And this here is just ancient tech. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's ancient technology. Learned the way before synthetic nutrients, before we started digging down, ripping down all this organic material, making it into soil. They needed to know how to grow food for everybody on the planet. So they used Earth's natural energy to grow food. And surrounding all of us everywhere, there's energy that you can capture and put into your soil that benefits the uptake of nutrients, right? I call it magic. And
Organic magic.
Organic magic. There's nitrogen in the air that you can collect, and it feeds right to your plants. And by using the system here, you are going to experience less watering, less nutrient, feeding, and it's just going to uptake it and grow bigger. There's been reports and proven documentaries of humongous growth.
Yes.
I mean, growth that you wouldn't even believe unless you knew the people. But around the world, around your country, everyone
Is tapping into
the earth.
the electric of the earth and doing electroculture.
Yes.
And this is one of the many cultures that we do in our High Hopes garden, and in high hopes that we decrease all of the usable energy that we pay for, i.e. water and electricity and all the things, carbon footprint, all the things that we generally use to do our gardening and our farming. But let's try to do it as natural as possible and reap the rewards that the earth has for us. And this
Absolutely.
is one of those rewards that is just literally sitting in the air and sitting on the ground, because that's what electroculture is. It is gaining the electric energy waves that are all around us. Believe it or not, they're all around us, just like the radio waves are all around us. And it grabs them from the air and brings them into our soil and distributes them into our plants, and causes amazing growth and gives them the energy that they need, that you don't have to spend a fortune watering or feeding and things like that.
And to make these is pretty simple. We just have a steel rod here. We have a 7-inch pipe, about 2.5 inches up. We drill the hole. And we have this old stink tent. It's steel. And we put magnets on it to magnetize this.
Include some magnets on the end.
Okay, so you just put that in the hole right there.
What's the significance of magnets, love?
Magnets are polarization, and you want a magnet to draw in the etheric energies. These are the connectors. These are what's going to capture it, right? This is all pole orientated. But you can research electroculture on your own and study it, and you'll be fascinated by what you'll see. I definitely recommend Crystal Palaces to everybody, and that's the true. They put this into a building and grow anything. So, and then these are super simple. We just got this copper at Home Depot.
It's just copper wire, copper tubing, and some copper wire that are twirled up a little bit, and it was relatively on the cheaper side.
Yep.
We got, I don't remember how many feet we got, sweetheart.
We got 40 feet.
40 feet.
And we made all these little antenna pieces. We got 2 of these, what are these, 1/2-inch tubes or whatever, 1-inch tubes, and these are going to go on top of our rebarb, that's in the ground. And we can only get up about 10 feet here because it's super windy, but for best results, it's said to be 25 feet in the air.
Go as high as you can, because the way this works, and this is something that I've just learned, and it's really awesome, and everybody should just tap into the research of this, but there's a Conal Effect. So the higher you go, the more you're getting out of it. So it comes in and goes
area
out.
Of effect.
Your radius is dependent on your height of your pole.
Yes.
So go as high as you fucking can.
Absolutely. Trying to figure out how to get these in.
Yeah. We're making our poles as we speak, our contraptions, our designs,
Yep.
our sculptures, and this is one thing that's really fun with this stuff. Like you can get crazy with it. You can be simple, or you can create a garden sculpture that draws in that energy. You can get as funky with it as you want. And
Absolutely.
we got funky with some crystals. These are shaped into the peak, right? So they're pointed crystals, and they're pointing up, so that the crystals themselves, the quartzes, they're drawing in that much more energy because they amplify. Clear quartz amplifies anything that is going on around it. So we have an amplification right in the middle here. We have our cool little twirly cues, and one of the key things that
Geometric
when you
shapes.
do the twirlies, when you do the rings, it is said that you want to go which direction, sweetheart?
So if you're in the northern hemisphere of the world, you want to go clockwise. If you're in the southern hemisphere of the world, the planet, the spinning ball, you want to go counterclockwise. And this is all due on magnetism and poles. Okay, so that's a
Very
super
scientific.
important things to know about electroculture.
It's not
is
just willy-nilly.
the orientation and the directions you need to face things. If you set it up incorrectly, it won't work for you, and you'll think it doesn't.
Right.
But it does work. You just have to do it the right way. The steps have to be followed, and magnets don't work when you put them backwards, do they? Not right. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. All the directions of it, and it's super easy. This faces to the south, so get a compass. Due south. This is on the north side. This doesn't have to be bent north or anything like that. This is just simply facing the north. That's it. It's on the north side. Your copper wire will be connected to this. This is what we're not showing here. We have a copper wire that will connect to this and then travel down unrestricted. You don't attach it to things. It'll travel unrestricted down, and there's different ways. You can either sink it into the soil or run, like I call a Faraday line, across the top of your garden. It has to be above your plants to get the best results.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of it. You'll see out there, people have little antennas. They're in the ground, smaller than their plants. They kind of work, and it's cool. It's like a hobby thing. If you want real power, you'll do it the exact way they tell you, and you'll do it high. You'll put them the way it's supposed to, and you'll run your cords how you want them to be run, in the ground or above the grow.
Right.
So
If you do your research, you'll know that there's a lot of different ways to do this, a lot of different correct ways. Like you can put cords directly into plants,
Yep.
things like that. But your directionality of your magnetism and the height of your pole is what is going to be, and any twirlies you do is what's going to
that's
be
going to give
the
you
most
success.
important.
That's going to give you the success you're looking for. And our goal is to create an abundance of food.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors say that they can grow, a cabbage bigger than both of our heads. We do that alone with our sonic culture. So we practice megaculture in this garden.
We have many.
We'll go over that megaculture another day.
We will. But
Today's
we do
electroculture.
several cultures in this garden.
So with this alone, they were producing cabbages bigger than both of our heads combined. There's no lack of nutrients. There's no bitterness. Things are sweeter. So these are the important things to us. Like specifically, I want a big, huge cucumber, right? I want a big, huge cabbage, but I don't want it to taste like nothing. I want it to taste like it's supposed to. I don't want it to
The
be bitter.
overgrown taste of
Yes.
it's gone or something like that.
Yeah, you all know when things get too big and you're like, oh, this doesn't taste right, And the nutrients are different, right? It's leached out, it's too filled with water, right? So that's an important thing about this too, is it makes things sweeter and it puts more nutrients. There's going to be more nutrients and more energy in all of your food that you eat. So that's super important to us, and that's why I want to do it.
And that's why we're doing it. Because you know what? We all need to grow our own food, and we all need to grow it in abundance right now. And this will help you.
Fight against famine, people,
Absolutely.
with electroculture.
So cheers.
Be part of the culture.
Be a part of the culture. Hell yes, be a part of the culture.
Be a part of the culture.
The growing culture. All right. Thank you all for joining us as we dive into a new culture on the farm and learn about it and teach you about it too.
That's right.
So
and stay tuned for more
yes,
megacultures, and soon we're going to get into one of my favorite cultures is this crystal stuff, and that will blow your mind. That alone, you're going to be like, how does this work? And it's all energy and electricity, and they all charge each other. That's what it is. 22 crystals working together, intertwining. I call it quantum entanglement frequency, right? And they all produce an energy that super grows plants by itself. All these things work by themselves. When you put them all together, you're gonna outgrow everything you ever thought was possible, and you're gonna reach heights that you're gonna be like, I'm God.
you never knew.
I have the God power, because you do. And it's all around you, it's in you. So I have to deassemble.
My hands are so shaky.
Feel the energy.
That's right.
Everything is connected.
May the force be with you.
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
Peace out.